Hello guys, I am Dr. Rajesh Thakur with a new video before you. This video is of a poem Animals written by Walt Whitman. Walt Whitman has been an American poet and his poetry deals with the feelings and um, sensibility of human beings. In this poem, Animals, which is prescribed for CBC courses in Standard 10, we shall study the feelings of animals and the feelings of human beings. Animals are quite different from human beings because of several attitudes, several points of view. So let us discuss to clarify our ideas. We shall discuss this matter, the explanation of this poem, both in English and Hindi languages. Let us proceed ahead with the text. I think I could turn and live with animals. They are so placid and self-content. I stand and look at them long and long. The first two lines of this poem expresses the earnest desire of the poet to be innocent like animals. He tells I stands for the poet. He tells, I think I could turn and live with animals. He wanted to occupy. Turn and live means he wanted to be as innocent as animals. They are so placid and self-content. Placid means calm, peaceful, shant in Hindi, and self-content means independent. The poet wants to tell that animals are not the slaves of their desire. They are very peaceful. They spend their life peacefully. They are also independent. If we visit the environment of or the location or area of a forest, we find varieties of animals living independently. I stand and look at them long and long. I stand and look at them. The poet wants to tell that he likes the habitat, the behavior, the lifestyle of animals. Mark that in these two lines, the poet is not degrading the position of animals, how we often ridicule at a person that you are animals, your behavior is like an animal. But the poet has the superior attitude towards animals. इस दो जो पंक्तियां हैं इसमें कवि कह रहा है कि वो चाहता है कि बस उसी तरह की शांतिपूर्ण और स्वतंत्र जिंदगी जीवन को जिए जिस प्रकार एनिमल्स जानवर अपनी जिंदगी को जीता है. वो चाहता है I stand and look at them long and long. कवि उसके साथ रहना चाहता है, देखना चाहता है how placid, how contented an animal is. वो देखना चाहता है कि जानवर कितने स्वतंत्र ढंग से, कितने चिंता मुक्त होकर के पीसफुल रहता है. इसमें इनडायरेक्ट रूप में कवि आदमी के जो आर्टिफिशियल लाइफ स्टाइल है उस पर भी कमेंट किया है कि आदमी कितना चिंतित रहता है, कितना टेंशन से भरा हुआ रहता है, जबकि एनिमल्स बहुत ही शांतपूर्वक रहता है. नाउ द सेकेंड स्टेंजा डील्स दे डू नॉट स्वेट एंड whine about the condition. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. They do not sweat and whine about their condition. Now there is indirect comparison between the life of human beings which is full of tensions and the peaceful life of animal. He tells, they do not sweat and whine about their condition. He wants to tell that the poet is the human beings often go on sweating, complaining about their condition, their pitiable conditions. Even if they are rich, they show themselves to be very poor. They do not lie awake in the dark and weep for their sins. Here, the poet wants to explain the ingratitudinal attitude of human beings, or the work of his immoral work of human beings. He wants to tell that human beings often are indulged in sins or sinful act. So he tells dark sins here reference to wrong deeds. Wine means complain. They do not like awake in the dark and weep for their sins. The poet indirectly criticizes the attitude of man's life, that he is so immoral, or his work is so artificial, that he often commits one crime after another, one wrong deeds after another, and go on repenting. The next line is, they do not make me sick, discussing their duty to God. Duty to God stands for rituals. Human beings, even if they pray to God, they go on discussing that they have to do this, they have to do that, and make me sick. The another explanation is, the human beings sometimes are found indulging in quarrelsome condition, in rites in the name of religion. Not one is dissatisfied, not one is demented with the mania of owning things. This line expresses the lack of competition between two animals. The poet wants to tell that there is no comparison, there is no dissatisfaction among animals. They are not engaged in owning or collecting worldly things. They are not psychologically suffering from anemia. They are not suffering from such feelings, degraded or deteriorated feelings, which leads to their luxurious life peacefully. So इस स्टेंजा में कवि इनडायरेक्ट रूप से आदमी पर कटाक्ष किया है, मानव जीवन पर कटाक्ष किया है कि जानवर जो होते हैं वह कितनी शांतिपूर्ण कंडीशन में रहते हैं। आदमी के पास आप जाइए तो हमेशा कोई न कोई शिकायत करते हैं कि मेरे पास ये नहीं है, तो मेरे पास वो नहीं है। वो रात में जग करके अपने पापों का रोना नहीं रोते हैं। पापों का रोना मतलब गलत काम करना, जो क्राइम है, यह मानव जीवन में ही है। इस तरह के अपराध जो जंगली जानवरों में नहीं है। इसके बाद कहते हैं कि धर्म के नाम पर भी आदमी एक दूसरे से लड़ते झगड़ते हैं, लेकिन जानवरों में इस तरह की बातें नहीं होती है। नॉट वन इज डिससेटिस्फाइड, आदमी में हमेशा डिससेटिस्फेक्शन रहता है, असंतोष की बारी रहती है, जबकि जानवरों में इस तरह की बातें नहीं है। आदमियों में यहाँ पर तो धन को कलेक्ट करने की, जमा करने की एक मीनिया रहता है, साइकोलॉजिकल डिसऑर्डर रहता है, जबकि जानवरों में इस तरह की बातें नहीं है। Now we are proceeding ahead towards the next stanza of this poem. Not one kneels to another, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Not one kneels to another. Now there is no superiority or inferiority. There is no superior or inferior feelings among animals, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. Perhaps they have left it thousands of years ago. Nor not one is irrespectable or unhappy over the whole earth. The poet wants to tell that animals are not unhappy. Animals have no differentiation between satisfaction and dissatisfaction, sad or happy moments, at least outwardly. Not one is respectable or unhappy over the whole world. So they show their relation to me and accept them. So They show their relation to me and I accept them. Now the poet wants to tell that the relationship between two animals are very mutual, very friendly, and I accept them. They bring me token of myself. They evince them plainly in their possession. Evince stands for to show, dikhana. They bring me tokens of myself. Tokens stands for identity. Token of myself. They bring me token of myself. They evince them plainly in their possessions. In fact, the poet wants to tell that these kinds of innocence were present in among human beings thousands of years ago. Let me describe it in Hindi also. Not one kneels to another. कवि कहना चाहता है कि एक जानवर दूसरे जानवर के बीच जाति के आधार पर, धर्म के आधार पर छोटा बड़ा नहीं रहता है. वो किसी के घुटने, किसी के पैर नहीं पड़ता. Nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. और न ही इस तरह से अगर ऐसा होता भी होगा, nor to his kind that lived thousands of years ago. हो सकता है हजारों वर्ष पहले ऐसा हुआ हो, लेकिन इस तरह की कोई बात ही नहीं होती है जानवरों में. Nor one is respectable or unhappy over the whole world. कहता है कि आदमी में हमेशा असंतोष रहता है. वह ज़्यादा एक आदमी बहुत सम्मानीय है तो दूसरा घृणास्पद होता है, नफरत पैदा करने वाला, जबकि जानवरों में इस तरह का अंतर नहीं होता है. सो दे शो देयर रिलेशन टू मी एंड आई एक्सेप्ट देम. इस तरह से वो बताता है कि जानवरों में कितनी सुंदर संबंध है जो कि आदमी में इस तरह का अभाव होता है. दे ब्रिंग मे टोकन ऑफ माई सेल्फ, दे एविंस देम प्लेनली टू देयर पोजिशंस. ये बताता है ये अभी जो जानवरों की आइडेंटिटी है शायद हो सकता है कभी आदमियों इंसानों में हुआ करता था, जो जब हजारों वर्ष पहले सिविलाइजेशन का, सभ्यता का विकास हुआ. नाउ द फाइनल couplet. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently drop them? I wonder where they get those tokens. Tokens identity. In fact, the poet is wishing to have the innocence, the supportive nature, lack of jealousy among students in our society. Human beings in our society are full of jealousy, contempt, greed, and many other demerits, immoral feelings. Those things are not present in or present among animals. I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that way huge times ago and negligently, carelessly drop them? The poet wants here. In fact, the poet remembers, or it is a type of reverie, whether it was the qualities that was possessed by human beings thousands years ago. कवि इस अंतिम दो पंक्तियों में कहना चाहता है कि जानवरों में जो इतनी अच्छी गुण है, इतनी अच्छी बातें हैं, क्या यह हजारों बरस पहले आदमी में था जो लापरवाह होकर के उसे छोड़ दिया. इस तरह से हमने इस पोएम में एनिमल्स में देखे कि आदमियों में कैसा गुण है, जानवरों में कैसा गुण है. वी हैव फाउंड a good comparison between animals and human beings. So this is the concluding points of this poem. I think I think this poem or my teachings will be very beneficial to you for your academic purposes and for general purposes. So please like, share and subscribe this video or channels so that I can present new video before you at the earliest. आप यदि यह वीडियो आपको अच्छा लगे तो इसे लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करें ताकि नया वीडियो के साथ आपके साथ सामने प्रस्तुत रहूं. थैंक यू.